Good morning, class 7.
Good morning, ma'am.
How are you?
Fine, ma'am.
What is the subject? SST. It's history. And what is the topic? Okay, we are studying the chapter Medieval India. Under Medieval India, the subtopic that we have chosen for activity is archaeological sources. So, Anna, come out. Tell me, what is archaeological source?
The sources which were found, like in
Are these the written ones or the non-written ones?
non-written.
So archaeological sources are non-written sources. Do these sources help historians to study about history? Yes. So which archaeological source have you bought today?
From these are the clay stamps, like for example,
Yeah, these were the stamps used by earlier rulers.
these also tells us about the trade relation between India and other countries.
Okay, so these were the stamps made of clay. Sometimes the stamps were made from copper. These were used by the business persons and the kings over their goods. And we have found a lot of seals, a lot of stamps of one country in the other country. That shows that there were the trade relations between the countries. So Shala, which archaeological source you have bought?
I have bought pots and some ornaments. As we know, archaeologists dug deep remains from the ground. The physical remains are beads, golds, tools, bones, etc. etc.
The archaeological sources. For example, we have the archaeological source here in the form of pot. So let me tell you, what do we come to know? Class, concentrate here. Let me tell you, what do we come to know about history with the help of these archaeological sources. Say for example, this is what? This is pot. The first thing that we come to know after seeing this pot is that pottery was well developed, isn't it? First point we came to know is that pottery was well developed, isn't it? Second thing we came to know that there was the coloring over the pots. That means the people used glazed pottery. This is known as glazed pottery. Okay, the color they have selected is green. So sometimes the color was made with the help of leaves, sometimes the artificial colors were used. So this is a pot, it is an archaeological source. Now let us study about these ornaments. Second thing we came to know that there was the coloring over the pots. That means the people used glazed pottery. This is known as glazed pottery. Okay, the color they have selected is green. So sometimes the color was made with the help of leaves, sometimes the artificial colors were used. So this is a pot, it is an archaeological source. Now let us study about these ornaments. Okay, for example, these ornaments were found and this is a great archaeological source. How? First of all, we come to know about the material. The material here used is beads. So bead making must have been a profession, isn't it?
Flowers.
Plus, there is not bead of only one color. The beads of multiple colors are used, so that these beads were totally used for ornamental purposes, isn't it? We have bracelets, which indicate that the women also used bracelets. We have bangles. We have other gold. We have gold chain. That means it also tells us about the material and the economic condition of the people. If gold chains are recovered, that means the economy of the country was very good. If, for example, say silver or the bead jewelry is discovered, it means the economy was not that much better. So in this way, the ornaments help us to know about a particular period. Similarly, pottery helps us to know about a particular period. Similarly, stamps help us to know about a particular period. So Shala, can you further tell me about these ornaments and clay?
So first I will tell you the archaeological sources. Archaeologists dig up remains from the ground. The physical remains consist of tools, bones, beads, jewelries, ornaments, and stamps and coins, etc. etc. So these help the archaeologists to understand the prehistoric times as they enable to study about the lifestyles of the people. So these are some ornaments like necklaces, bracelets, bangles, and pots also.
Yes.
So this help us to know about the economic culture of the medieval period.
Yes.
So and tell us that women were also interested in ornaments in the medieval period.
Yeah.
The ornaments were made up of beads, as well as flowers, gold, silver, and beads also, and even shells also.
What about this
so
pottery?
This is the pot, and this pot is made up of clay and sand or shell, or the mix of sand or shell. And archaeologists know about this point that the medieval period has that medieval period pots were having decorated arts in it and also symbols in it. So this is about the pot and ornaments.
Thank you so much, Shala. So the next archaeological source is these
Coins.
coins. Faisal, tell me something about coins as a source of history.
And coins are, as we all know, that coins are archaeological source. And
Yes.
these coins help us in many ways.
Like?
They help us what material has been used in that time.
Okay, they help us to know what was the material used in making these coins, and what do we come to know by the material?
Yes, ma'am. Which ruler or which government has minted this coin?
Yes, and
also
the material tells us
about the economical condition of that kingdom.
Yes, it tells us about the economic condition of the kingdom. It tells us about the material. It tells us about the ruler who has minted the coins. Okay, Tuba, which archaeological source is in your hands?
Ma'am, this is a clay tablet
Okay, this is a clay tablet in the form of what?
in the form of
Circle. The shape of is circle. So what were these clay tablets used for?
these clay tablets used for wrote their notes.
To write down their notes. Okay, because paper was not known till 13th century, paper was not known. The people used to write on the clay tablets or the palm trees or the bark of the birch tree. So these clay tablets were used to write the inscriptions or the particular proclamations from the kings. Okay, so which source do you have, Mehrunissa? Can you bring it a bit closer? Yeah, so students, what is it?
Painting.
Painting is also a major source of archaeology, and historians have been using these paintings from time to time to depict the condition. For example, if we will see, this is the court picture of a particular king, isn't it? So here is the king, here is another person, here are some courtiers that are sitting, and here it is a person doing some work. So the pictures depict, or the paintings depict, a lot about the medieval period. We have both sources of history, archaeological as well as the literary sources. So we have archaeological sources in the form of pottery, in the form of stamps, in the form of ornaments, in the form of clay tablets, and in the form of coins. And in the form of literary sources, we have chronicles, we have travelogues, we have biographies and auto. So this is how the archaeological sources help us in studying the history. Is it understood?
Yes,
ma'am.
Sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Madiha, tell me about clay tablets as a source of history.
Clay tablets were developed in ancient Mesopotamia.
Okay.
And clay tablets are used for at least 3,000 years ago. And scribe used or reed styles to impress characters in moist clay. So the tablets were dried in the sun, and sometimes it was
Also
dried
dried.
in kilns.
Okay.
And it gives us valuable information about the things and the events and the happenings during that.
Okay, so clay tablet is also an important source of history. We see a lot of things inscribed on these. Yeah, there are a lot of language and symbols that have not been deciphered yet, but still these contain a lot of valuable information about the medieval period. Thank you, Madiha and Tuba.